Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
Y'all, Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. We back in this thing, like cracking this thing, man. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use, knowledgeito you can get, and nobody's collegeito, man. Make sure y'all drop a whole lot of comments. Make sure y'all drop a whole lot of likes. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, become part of this Rich Trapper Mafia. Hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all say tap in for the latest and the greatest of what we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. And I need y'all to tap in with Free the Trappers over there on Crenshaw and King, man. Make sure y'all show some love to Free the Trappers on Crenshaw and King. Make sure you get you a Rich Trapper Trap Lottie Trap Packington. Free the Trappers, Crenshaw and King in the old Louisiana Fried Chicken building right across the street from Krispy Kreme Donuts. Make sure y'all get into that, man, in Lamert Park. And drop a comment, because the best comment between now and 20,000 subscribers gonna get $150 from your boy. Y'all know the deal, man. We giving y'all something y'all can feel that chili is real. And drop another comment, because the best comment between now and 50,000 subscribers gonna get a $500 cash app from me and a $500 cash app from T. Rellington over there on Back on Fig. Can you dig, my nig? Get into that if you ain't got into that, as well as my newest single, Doing My Thing. That's out now everywhere, man. Make sure y'all get into that if you ain't got into that. We finna give y'all this good content. Let's get into it. Excuse me, what's the deal, y'all, man? We in this thing. A lot of y'all been sending me this. Shout out to Street TV. You got Tommy Shakur Ross, Joker, a.k.a. Joker, on committing some horrible acts before a shooting mumbles from rolling 60s. So you got Tommy Shakur Ross, a.k.a. Joker, from Florence and Normandy, talks about growing up as an A-Tray gangster crip during the early 1980s before he shot in 187 Stanford Bursley, excuse me if I said that wrong. In 1985, the LAPD was investigating Ross for multiple sexual assaults against females and teenagers when he was 18 and 19 years old. This channel, okay, shout out to Street TV. So what the fuck do we got going on here? We finna jump into this content, man. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
2 women, I believe. Well, let me say 2 teenage girls, right?
Yeah, and 2 women.
Well, what can you tell us about that? When did that happen, and did that have anything to do with this?
Let me tell you, during a period in my life, I was experiencing like a lot of anger, resentment, unprocessed traumas, right? I think it's important for me to say that. And I think it's also important for me to say hurt people, right? And what I'm saying, what I'm alluding to is that in my community, one of the things that I experienced as a 6-year-old on my way to elementary school is I was kidnapped. And I was taken to a bathroom where I was sexually molested. I ended up...
God bless this man and any child that has been a victim of those type of situations. Not a therapist. This is just my thinking, not a therapist. He was hurt in a way as a 6-year-old, and he realized, hey, this hurt me, so if I do it to someone else, it must definitely hurt them and affect them the same way. And I imagine that's what he means by, I said imagine, these are his words. These are my words, not his. I guess that's what I can imagine when he says hurt people. That is extremely, extremely unacceptable. All sexual assaults, any type of X crimes or anything like that, that just 100% unacceptable and disgusting, 100%.
And getting away, but I didn't tell anybody about that. Not until I was an adult inside prison. And I've also experienced a molestation from an extended family member between the ages of 8 and 9. I think it's important to name that. And I also experienced it by a neighbor when I was 12 years old. I think it's important to...
This man has been getting sexually assaulted since he was a child by different people. That is incredibly sad.
To mention that. And not having no safe space to share it, to unpack what happened to me in my life. You can imagine that it's going to come out. But also, I think it's important for me to say is every crime that I committed with my homeboys first. No matter what crime it was. I can tell you the first time that I got that I involved in, unfortunately, a sexual assault was when my homeboy sister was kidnapped from the county jail. Right? And she was sexually assaulted by the rivals. And so what happened was, see, that's just how it was with banging. Okay, you want to play this shit? Okay. So, end up going over.
This is like low key. This should make me want to throw up. Like, if y'all see it in my face, it's because I'm literally getting sick to my stomach listening to this. This is disgusting. This is not okay. It's not okay.
Their neighborhood perpetrating the same crime on someone as well. So let me say that's initially how I got involved with that. But I want to say that I was at such a low place in my life where not having an opportunity to address those unresolved issues when something would happen in my teenage life that reminded me of my childhood trauma, I ended up going out perpetrating that same crime on unsuspecting victims, survivors.
Now, did this happen during those 4 days that you were on the run?
No.
Or prior to that?
This happened prior to that. I was engaged in that type of behavior prior to my arrest. Like I was off the chain. I was off the chain out here.
So this ninja is just out here actually assaulting women. Like, it just seems like not even just him, like certain people. We don't even want to say everybody in that time because that's definitely not true. You feel me? Because you watch certain dudes who'll be like, nah, I would never. But certain people just have the thought process within that time that, hey, this is just what we're doing out here. We're just actually assaulting people. And this is just crazy. Like, it's disgusting. This is disgusting.
Right? All forms of violence. Like, I could say I was 19, I was 18, I turned 19. And I could say that I got arrested. No, I got brought in for questioning twice for 2 crimes that I actually had done. But I had alibis. And they let me back out. They did blood tests and everything. So even though I had in my mentality, in my mind, that I wasn't going to do it again because I got caught and they were on to me, I had yet to address those issues to why I did them in the first place. Do you understand? So when I got arrested,
like, it just seemed like there was just this man and other men just out there in that time being serial apists. Like, what the hell, bro? Like what possesses someone's thought process to just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. Like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck are you thinking about? Like, this is one of the most troubling things I've ever reported on here at TNN Trap News Network. And a lot of things, are serious. A lot of things I'm like, that's not cool. This right here is the number one thing that makes me the most uncomfortable to report on for so many reasons. It's uncomfortable.
For the murder, what happened was you had the detectives who were investigating the other crimes bring it to the DA. Hey, this is our guy. That's, you know, if we're going to get him, we got to get him now. And so they filed additional charges. Additional charges.
So I wanted to ask, like, regarding the sexual assault charges, were these girls that you knew? Were they from the other side?
So they were women in in my neighborhood. There were 2 teenagers and two women in their 30s. The sexual assault with the teenagers.
So these aren't even like the enemy's girlfriends and sisters and all that kind of stuff, bro. These are women that are in your actual community. So if your reasoning is, hey, you know, they did that, so we're gonna do this, why are you doing that within your neighborhood? You can't at that point use the excuse or the thought process of, well, they did it to us first, so we're just returning a favor. These women had nothing to do with anything. Not to say that any woman deserves this for any reason. I'm not saying that at all. So please don't misunderstand me at all. But what I am saying is, why are you doing this at all? But the members of your own community, it doesn't make sense.
Happened at the same time.
And did they come to court on you?
Yes, they did come to court on me.
As they should.
And what was it like dealing with that while you're in custody?
Well, misidentification. I was in denial about that, saying that they, you know, they falsifying crimes against me, and so it wasn't.
And then to do that and then to fight it like it's not you, it's like even crazier. Like, so you did it, and then you in court trying to say that falsifying your identity and misidentifying you, and you know you did this. That is a different level of a person. Like that's a just totally extremely different level of just thinking.
Even an issue, and I think it wasn't even an issue because, for the most part, like people knew who I was, and they knew my history, and so, in fact, I don't even think people knew that I was in prison for rape. They didn't even know that until I made it be known, and I did that when I was in San Quentin, because I felt that it was important for me to be able to address my issues, you know, in terms of you know, accountability, you know, getting the lie off my chest. And I'm glad that I did, because the only way that you can resolve unresolved issues are by going back and looking at how did you get to a place where you can do this in the first place. You see, so I'm gonna say it again, hurt people hurt people. The same things that occurred to me in my life, whether it was sexual harm, whether it was gang violence or harm, were things that initially occurred to me, right? So I was taught these things. These was environmental things that, you know, not having an opportunity to talk about. So just imagine when I get with a group of individuals who are experiencing similar harms and similar traumas, and then we go out and commit acts of violence on the community, how that validates us in so many ways.
So how was you able to keep that a secret from your fellow prisoners?
It wasn't even keeping it a secret. I don't talk about my business. I don't put, you know, I didn't talk about nothing.
But don't sometimes they question what your charges are when you get there?
I was never questioned about anything. People, I'm gonna say it again. My reputation preceded me. Okay? My reputation preceded me. That's the best way I can put it.
But you've seen other prisoners come to a yard and get questioned on. Hey,
I've seen those type of things happen.
So because you had a reputation of who you were in the streets, you hit a prison yard as a sexual assaulter, and there was no consequence towards you from the other inmates because of your reputation. If that is not selective politicking at its finest, if you guys ever wonder what selective politicking was, That is exactly what that is, for sure.
I think I've seen those type of things occur many times, you know. But again, see, when you're involved in gang activity, there is like a hierarchy.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's Donald Archie right there.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been a long time
Yeah.
since I've seen him.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
Sweet bag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hierarchy. It was a hierarchy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And so the thing was this. People knew who I was from. They knew how I represented. They knew that I was violent. They knew that I would defend myself. I don't know what it was, the grace of God.
And that's that, man. So shout out to Alex Alonso. Shout out to Street TV. There y'all have it, man. Red dot to the left. If we have a new Angel, so he's free, though. Gone.